So as it happens, the other day when I was playing around with this 15,000 volt neon sine transformer, that was in preparation for something a little bit bigger here. And today we are going to be playing around with a nice big transformer, not one like this, but a nice proper transformer. Look at this. So this is off of a power line pole. Essentially those high voltage power lines would come into here, and then on those ends that would go to your house. But we're going to use this thing in reverse. We're going to put our regular house power, well, higher voltage house power, into it, and we'll get that same power line voltage out of it. So these are all the things we're going to need to do it. So I'll show you how all this stuff works. So the first thing, we have this big contactor here, controlled by this little switch. And essentially what this little switch does is an air actuated pressure switch here that I can use with my mouth. I'll just a little bit blow into it and it'll turn it on. And that controls this bigger switch here. This is a big contactor controlled by a magnet, and that applies power to the rest of the system. So by using this, no electricity can actually jump back into me because it's isolated by air. So I'll just use this, I'll blow into it, and that turns everything on. So that makes a big loud clunk when that comes on. And then this feeds into this variac here. Normally this is used to control voltage, but I've wired it up in a way that it controls current. So it only lets a certain amount of current through, no matter where I turn the wheel. And I've marked it off here as a good ideal spot and to prevent anything from burning up. So that limits current to this, so that when I short that thing out and pull arcs off of it, it doesn't blow the breaker, even though it does pull a crap load of power. So let's give it a shot. All right, so here's our first little test. I'm going to be using this little chicken stick here with a piece of tubing attached to the end of that to pull these arcs off of here so that I don't get absolutely nuked. So let's see here, we got our power on. We're gonna put our little blow piece in our mouth here, and you'll hear the inrush current. Here we go. Yeah, that was pretty good. Obviously, while doing this, I have to be careful on how long I hold those arcs. Just that short amount of time I had that on, this thing is hot already. And while I was doing it, there was actually some smoke coming out of the brush down here where it taps off of the transformer. So that is not good to be pulling 150 amps through 40 amp variac, but when it's for a short amount of time and when it's controlled, it's good. Some people worried about the safety of me playing with those smaller transformers, but I see it actually safer. If you know what you're doing, it can actually be safer than playing with fire because it's controllable. Obviously, it's way more deadly than fire, but if you know what you're doing, and obviously this isn't that great of a setup, but if you have those control measures in place where you can easily quench that voltage and stop it in case of an emergency, or just when you're pulling a lot of power, when know when to stop and what to do, it's all pretty good. So let's throw some other things across this thing. Okay, our first little thing to fry on this thing is this poor little old dandelion leaf. So we got our little blow piece here, and we'll put this in our mouth. And this will add a little bit of gas to the air, so the arc will have something to jump through. So let's give it a shot. Oh, that wasn't that great. Yeah, let's do a little bit more here. That was a good one. Yes. Now it's shifted in color too. Okay, now we're going to try something a little bit different, just to show the intensity and the severity of these high voltage arcs with high current. we are going to put something across this, what could potentially be your finger or something else. Let's give it a shot. Fucking hell. Yeah, that'd blow your fingers off, that one. You don't want that to be you. That is now cooked. It is hot. Look at that. So you do not want to touch it. But yeah, that's how you cook a hot dog really quick. Okay, here's one last thing for tonight. I did try to go to Princess Auto and get some carbon arc rods, which should give me some really nice arcs off of it, but unfortunately, they were all out of stock and they're not getting it back. So on there is a 7014 welding rod. I have absolutely no idea what's gonna happen, but let's give it a shot. Oh, those were nice. Those are beautiful big arcs. So if I get some carbon arcs on there one day, it'll be really nice. Okay, I did say that last one was the last one, but I can't help myself. I want to know what'll happen when I put 2 welding rods together on this big transformer. This will be the last one. Let's figure this out here. Oh, that's bright, and that was beautiful. At least it smells nice in here. So that's about all I'll do tonight with this big setup. Possibly at some later date, I might stick a few light bulbs across it, some other things, see what blows up with it. This thing pulls a ton of power, and you have high volts and amps, so you don't want to try this yourself. Even if you did have the equipment, make sure you know what you're doing before you attempt any of this stuff. If you don't know what you're doing with high voltage, don't even touch it. As I say, here you have volts and amps, which can kill you. You know, with the neon sign transformer, you have a crap load of volts, but it is current limited, so it is much safer to play with those. So if you want high voltage, stick with neon sign transformers. You don't want to touch it, it would probably throw you across the room, but at least it's safer. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little crazy mad science experiment stuff I did tonight. I do plan on posting more stuff like this, putting whatever else I do around here on Instagram or whatever else I may decide to do one day. But yeah, my shop is coming along, so you will see updates, whether it be on my story or full videos like this. So yeah, now I just gotta put this all away. Look at all this stuff. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little thing. See you later.